I think we'll get started with our meeting tonight.
Kind of took it serious, but they were definitely.
Good evening and welcome to the Lincoln County Courthouse. This joint meeting of the Lincoln County Planning Commission and Sioux Falls City Planning Commission will begin with these few remarks. This meeting is being streamed live and when adjourned and posted will be available at any time at lincolncountysd.org. The order of events tonight will be as follows. For each public hearing, staff will introduce the agenda item and present a summary of the staff report. The applicant will then be asked to explain their proposal in further detail and to answer any questions from the County Planning Commission and the City Planning Commission. I will then open the floor to public comment, first for persons in support of the application and then persons in opposition of the application. When you step up to the podium, please state your name, address, and speak clearly into the microphone. Please limit your comments to less than 5 minutes. Thank you for your cooperation. All right, the County Planning Commission and the City Planning Commission will first do a roll call. County Commission members, please state your name for the record.
Sweeter.
Boots.
Green.
Schmidt.
And Jungling. City of Sioux Falls.
City side.
Norman. Gray. Nyberg.
Malali.
And Nisus.
All right, we have a quorum on both sides. The County Planning Commission and Sioux Falls Planning Commission will now approve the meeting minutes. Is there a motion from the County Planning Commission to approve the meeting minutes?
So moved, Green.
Second, Boots.
Any further discussion from the commission? Seeing none, I'll now take voice vote. Voice vote. Commissioner Sweeter?
Yes.
Commissioner Boots?
Yes.
Commissioner Green?
Yes.
Oh, Commissioner Schmidt?
Yes.
Commissioner Jungling is also yes. City of Sioux Falls?
All right, approval for minutes. I'll look for commissioner action.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion to approve and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, same sign. Approves on the city side.
All right, thank you, everybody. The County Planning Commission and Sioux Falls Planning Commission will now approve the meeting agenda. Mr. Brown, are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. May I hear a motion from the county side for the agenda?
Motion by Boots.
Second by Sweeter.
All right, we have first and second. Any discussion? All right, I'll take a voice vote. Everybody say yes.
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 Against? City of Sioux Falls?
I'll look for action on city side for the agenda.
Motion approved, Norman.
Second, Malali.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, same sign. Approves on the city side.
Thank you. All right, next, we have my favorite part. Public input on non-agenda items. I will now ask for comments, anybody, for anything not on the agenda. Seeing none, I will close the floor to that. All right, our next item is conditional use permit. Mr. Brown?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Toby Brown, representing County Planning. This item for you for a public hearing is an application for a conditional use permit to exceed 1,200 square foot of accessory building space. In the joint zoning regulations in the A1 agricultural district, if it's a subdivision of more than 4 lots, there does require a conditional use permit to construct an accessory building over 1,200 square feet. The applicant this evening is requesting 1,620 square feet. Subject property is just approximately 200 feet to the north of city limits. This particular subdivision is an older rural subdivision. It's essentially enveloped around the city of Sioux Falls, but it has not been annexed as of yet. Subject property is zoned A1 agricultural, as is all surrounding properties. Just to the north, you can see that would be the city of Sioux Falls' residential development going out. Subject property is developed with a single-family dwelling. Lot does not have any true accessory buildings on the property outside of the ones that are attached to the residential structure. Applicant did submit a concept plan or site plan with the application, and our staff's review of it identified that this, if approved, that the structure would meet all minimum lot and yard requirements. Subject building would be constructed essentially to the east and to the south of the existing residential structure. Staff did review this application, did have some discussions with the applicant, did identify in the staff analysis that within this particular subdivision, there is no existing conditional use permits for oversized accessory buildings in this development, but did identify that the proposed structure would seem to fit within the character of this proposed, or within this residential area. There is existing accessory buildings that don't exceed the 1,200 square feet, but do have the same type of like materials and same type of or accessory structure available for the occupants. So as you're aware, is that the accessory buildings cannot be used for any commercial storage or commercial businesses associated with it. Did have those discussions with the applicant, identified that there is really no intent to do that. The intent of this is just for personal storage on the property. So staff did post a property. As of this meeting, we have had no comments from anyone associated with the application. Staff does recommend approval of this application with the 5 conditions that were listed in the staff report. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have for staff at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. County or city, you have any questions for staff?
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Yes.
Toby, if this were city limits, what would be the requirements of it?
If it was in the city?
Yeah.
I'll defer to city on that, but my understanding of it is that their accessory building requirements, it does have some size requirements based on the main floor of the dwelling. So typically, like I would say, most of these probably would not be allowed within the city based on the size of them because of the stipulations. But that's beyond my expertise or knowledge of kind of the city's part of it. But with this part of it, I guess, is through the conditional easement process, it does allow us to go through the review of this. It does allow neighbor notification to go through that process. Okay, the applicant is in attendance this evening if you have any further questions, so.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any more questions of staff?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, at this time, I'll ask the applicant come forward and discuss their application.
My name's John Rombo. I'm 47211 94th Street in Sioux Falls. So yeah, I've lived at this property for about 10 years now, just short of 10 years. And it's been my dream all along to put a pole barn similar to what most of my neighbors have. And of course, as Toby already said, most of them have a 30 by 40 type structure. And that's what I've been looking at doing for quite some time. It wasn't until actually in the last few months I decided, I could utilize the additional space. And so I upsized it to the 36 by 45. So, when you went to that drawing from earlier, if you compare it to the neighbor's building just to the left, it almost looks identical in size because it's really, that little bit does obviously put me outside of the requirements, but it's pretty much in comparison by visual effects, But yeah, basically, I've got a family of 5 kids. Most of them are adults or getting there, but I still have a lot of stuff. And I just need the room. My house is kind of small. I don't have a lot of storage. So I guess any other questions?
Okay, thank you. City or county, any questions for the applicant?
So if unapproved, would you just shrink the size and still build? And that would
If
be-
it's unapproved, yes, I would.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
You said in the last few months, you realized you'd be able to utilize this additional space. Can you tell me just what you plan to utilize that space for?
Well, the short of it is my wife's uncle passed away, and there's a couple vehicles that her first cousin is currently storing at the parents' garage in Sioux Falls. And he has approached me and said, I would like to sell this property, but I want to keep these 2 vehicles for my children. They're kind of toy, collector toys. And so he approached me and I thought, I could probably make it just a little bit bigger and store them for him. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
All right, commissioners, any other questions? Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, at this time, I'll ask for anybody in favor of the application, please come forward. I will ask anybody in opposition to please come forward. Seeing none, I'll close the floor to public input. And I'll ask a motion, or let's have a group discussion. Any group discussion before we go for motions?
My only question is, does the city intend to ever annex those two little rows of houses there? I know at one time there was a lot of discussion about 95th Street because that's maintained as a road district rather than as a actual street. Does the city ever intend to annex that?
Fletcher Laycock, Senior Planner, City of Sioux Falls Planning Department. The city does not do forceful annexations, so as we see development happen in the county, it'll end up being the property owner or 75% of the property owners in that area wanting to come in and annex. So that would be what it would take. We're not gonna go out there and force them to at this time.
Thank you.
Hey Fletcher, what are the requirements for accessory buildings in Sioux Falls in the residential district? How big can they be?
So no larger than the footprint of the living space would be what the requirement, or what the conditional use permit would be. So it's subordinate to the principal use. However, this one is located behind the house, if we're gonna look at that, and, yeah.
All right, commissioners, any further discussions?
We know your feeling on sheds, Jerry, so.
I was waiting to hold that for a little bit. All right, with that, I'll ask for the county to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit with the 5 conditions as listed in the staff report. Green.
Second, Sweeter?
All right, we have a motion, a second on the county side. Any discussion? I'm just going to say I like sheds. No, honestly though, I mean, it is outside right now and it is behind the house. And honestly, I don't see a reason why not, so I'm going to vote in favor. All right, with that, I'll ask for a roll call. Commissioner Sweeter,
Yes.
Commissioner Boots,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes.
Commissioner Jungley is also a yes. City of Sioux Falls.
City of Sioux Falls. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve with the 5 stated conditions.
Second, Norman.
I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, same sign. Passes on the city side.
Thank you. That application has been approved. Good luck, sir. All right, with that, Mr. Brown, is there any old business? All right, thank you. There are being no new business or further items. Is there a motion from the county planning to adjourn the meeting?
Motion adjourned. Boots.
Second, Green.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Sioux Falls?
City of Sioux Falls.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, same sign. We're adjourned on the city side.
My time at the stoplight was longer than the meeting.